Hi everyone, welcome to 𝙀𝙀𝙀𝙀 Tarot. So today we're looking into what kind of a person is your future spouse. For the same we have 3 images, 3 piles to choose from. I'll show you the close-ups as well. This is pile number 1. This is pile number 2. And this is pile number 3. You can pause the video, take your time and choose the image that you feel drawn to the most intuitively. Also, before I begin with pile number 1, I just want to say that you might choose a pile and after listening to that pile, you might feel that this is you and not your future spouse. Now, in this scenario, either you will be mirroring your future spouse or your future spouse is going to mirror you, or the reading that you will be listening to or the pile that you will be choosing is the pile that is representing you. Alright? If you choose a pile that is representing you 100%, then maybe you're just listening to who you are as a person and not your spouse. And then you might choose a pile that you feel drawn to apart from the pile that you've already chosen. In this case, I would again say listen to your intuition, because it is your intuition that will guide you, that will tell you that if your future spouse is a mirror or if you're just into this reading only because you wanted to know more about yourself. Alright? So for each one of you, it's going to fit differently, and that is why when you're choosing your pile, choose it according to your intuition and see where your intuition takes you throughout the reading. Just purely and closely listen to your intuition and everything is going to make sense. Now, even after all of this, if nothing makes sense to you or if nothing resonates with you, then maybe this is not your reading, I'm not your reader, or you have options to kind of, go through other videos that I already have on my channel. Alright? So now let's just begin with pile number 1. Hi pile number 1, welcome to your reading. So let's just figure out what kind of a person is your future spouse. For you we have Three of Wands, Page of Swords, the Muse in reverse, Make a Meal, and Music. Okay. 1 second. Here we go. Now, pile number 1, your future spouse is someone who's very, very, very creative. Okay. This person is like that Pandora box, okay, and has so many ideas inside that if they actually put their ideas to use, they can make a huge name for themselves out of their creative talents. I wouldn't be surprised if your future spouse is an artist, okay? I do see someone who is either a writer, a singer, a dancer, someone into the music industry, or just basically someone who's highly, highly, highly creative. Even if this person is self-employed, then too you have no idea as to how good of a creator they are, as to how good of an artist they are. This is someone who is going to make you their muse whenever they're going to fall in love with you. You will be that seed of inspiration. Whatever is going to transpire between the both of you, this person is going to use that in their creativity, in their career. Okay, so for example, if your future spouse is a singer, they are going to write a song on you or they're going to write a song for you. And the entire inspiration behind the lyrics, the music, everything, the composition, it will be out of you, out of the moments that this person has shared with you. Similarly, if this is a poet, they're going to write poetry on you. They are just going to make you their muse. This is a beautifully, artistically deep person, and a lot many times you might find them being lost in their dreams, in their world, because they are going to have an imaginative world of their own. Okay, this person is also someone who could be very good with words. Okay, they could be a very good writer. As I've said before, they could be a very good writer, a very good singer, someone who is into the music industry, someone who likes to play instruments, someone who is just very musically inclined, talented and blessed. All right, your future spouse is someone who has got a very, very, very beautiful, very captivating voice whenever your future spouse is going to talk to you. Okay, there's going to be a hint of sweetness to their voice, and whatever they're going to say, it's really going to have a huge impact on not just you, but also the world at large. And that is because it's something that your future spouse is going to be blessed with. They'll be supremely blessed with the gift of the gab, I would say. Okay, your future spouse is also someone who knows how to build things, who knows how to multiply things. If you give something to your future spouse, they will create something or the other out of it. Yes, they might take time. Yes, they might go through those periods of, where they're getting some kind of a creative block, like a writer's block or any creative block for that matter. They're also someone who knows how to collaborate with people. Okay, so you wouldn't find your future spouse doing everything on their own and just being in their room and creating music. No, they know how to sell out their talent. They are someone who has a lot of contacts, who is very good with networking, who knows a lot many people. Okay, your future spouse has that. As I've said before, they have the gift of the gab, so they are really, really, really good with communication. Okay, and they are going to use their power of communication, and you will notice this in the future, that your future spouse is that person who knows a lot many people, or who has a lot of contacts in their industry, in their niche, in their field of work. Your future spouse is also someone who is a hard worker. Okay, they don't mind delays, they don't mind waiting for their turn. They are persistent, they are resilient, and they believe in creating their own luck. All right, they are not going to wait or sit for a godfather to come and save them. They're not going to do that. So this person is someone who is not going to, I would say, take a step back when they're going to fail in their life. Rather, they're going to try harder. Rather, they will work towards creating something better in their life. So they have that never give up kind of an attitude. Okay, they are self-motivated. Your future spouse is extremely persistent. I know I've said this, but then they are persistent, they are resilient, they are determined, they are hardworking. They know how to get things done, and they know how to, I would say, pave a path for themselves. They know it very, very, very well. Your future spouse knows how to put themselves forward, how to be the center of attention. Okay, so again, I would say this is not someone who is just going to keep their creativity to themselves and they're going to sit in their room and be that artist, who keeps on creating and doesn't need any amount of recognition. No, your future spouse is someone who will take the help of the network that they have built over time, and will often pitch for themselves without any guilt or shame, because they know that they are good at what they do, and they are very, very, very patient in regards to them getting recognition for their talents, or them just receiving accolades, awards, rewards, whatever you name it. Your future spouse is very patient and very, very, very hardworking. Future spouse is also someone who's a risk taker. This is not someone who's going to go easy, or this is not someone who wouldn't like to go outside of their comfort zone. Yes, they might go through their low phases as well, but this person knows how to pick themselves up. So this is something that you're going to notice whenever you will interact with your spouse, future spouse rather. You are going to notice this thing about your future spouse, that they are someone who knows how to multiply. They're someone who knows how to expand. They're someone who knows how to, move forward by using the right people. Your future spouse is also someone who very much believes in themselves. Okay, they are filled with ideas. They are filled with ideas. If your future spouse has a little more grounding energy to them, your future spouse has the potential to be a superstar, I would say. Okay, like whatever they want to do for a living, whatever kind of creativity your future spouse has, I wouldn't be surprised if your future spouse is a jack of all trades. They could be multi-talented also. But it's just that there's a little bit of an immature energy that is present to your future spouse, which of course makes them childlike, which makes them passionate, which makes them driven, but at the same time it makes them impulsive and it makes them prone to getting tired because of procrastination. Alright? There is immense potential that your future spouse has in them. And as and when time is going to pass by, as and when your future spouse is going to go through their fair share of experiences, their fair share of ups and downs, they themselves will realize that they have this fluttering nature to them. And if they ground themselves a little bit more, then success is going to come stronger, harder, and it is going to last longer as well. Your future spouse is very honest, I would say. This is not someone who is going to take any shortcuts or who is rather going to, use their contacts to their advantage. They are rather very good with networking, and they are going to use their contacts in a way that is going to push them towards reaching the right platform or getting the right opportunity. But they are never going to, rob someone of their happiness just because they want to come out on top. They are not going to cheat on anyone, or they are not going to choose the route that is not, I would say, full of integrity. Your future spouse is someone who is honest. Your future spouse is someone who is earnest, okay? And they will do everything that is required on their end in order to succeed in a very truthful kind of a manner, okay? Your future spouse is extremely committed to whatever they do in their life. And if this person is so committed to their tasks, to their, I would say, craft, then they are going to be extremely committed towards you as well, because as I've said before, you are going to be their muse, okay? They are going to take inspiration out of you. So they are going to be very dedicated and very observant towards you, because if they are not going to observe you, they'll not be able to create something out of your internal as well as external beauty, okay? So your future spouse is someone who's a very good observer, a very, very, very good observer. And just because this person is creative, just because this person is a lost soul, or they have this kind of an energy, it doesn't mean that they don't know how to let their hair down, or they don't know how to have fun in life. Rather, you'll notice a huge contrast to the personality of your future spouse, where they are going to be extremely serious when they are doing their job, and then they are going to be very childlike when they will be just, letting their hair down, or they'll be in that happy jolly kind of a mood. You will notice that, your future spouse is someone who's very fun to be around, who's very jolly, very giggly, very childlike, and someone who kind of forgot to grow up. It's just that they are a little child in the body of a grown adult, I would say. But you're really going to have a lot of fun, because this person is going to inspire you. they are going to be extremely inspired by you, but they're also going to inspire you in ways that you cannot comprehend at this point of time. Having ideas and executing ideas might be something that your future spouse might struggle with, because as I've said before, they might have this issue with or around procrastination. But then all in all, your future spouse is someone who, if they choose to kind of take their ideas seriously, they have the potential to make their ideas into their reality and live an extravagant and an extraordinary life, the kind of life that they've always imagined for themselves. Okay? Lastly, your future spouse is also someone who is a very good cook, a very good chef. Cooking could also be one of this person's hobbies. I don't know why, but I'm getting a very master chef kind of an energy coming from your future spouse. Either they're going to be very fond of watching MasterChef, or they could be a literal chef, or cooking is something that they do it very passionately, or they do it as a part of their job, their profession, or there's something around this person being obsessed with cooking healthy food. They are obsessed with making their own meals and making sure that they're getting all the superfoods, or they're adding all the superfoods to their diet. This person is going to cook the yummiest of the yummiest meals for you, pile number one. I mean, I'm getting that mouth-watering kind of a feeling at this point of time, which clearly tells me that you are one hell of a lucky person, because your future spouse is really going to pamper you by feeding you to some of the most delicious dishes to ever exist. Okay? Your future spouse has got magical hands. There's something about your future spouse. I mean, whatever this person does, they do it with a lot of dedication to it. Same goes for cooking as well. So whenever this person is creating something, see, cooking is also an art. Not everyone is a good cook. I mean, I can give the same recipe to 3 people and the food is going to taste different when I'm going to go to taste, the dishes made by those 3 people. Because you can give the recipe, but then the intention behind and the way, you put your energies into the food, all of that makes a lot of difference. And that is what sets one person's food apart or dish apart from the other. It's the way you make it. It's the love that you pour into your food. It's just, your magic. It's the art. And it's just between the art and the artist. And that is the kind of person that your future spouse is. They really enjoy doing these little things for themselves. I can envision someone who is listening to songs while being in the kitchen, and they are just enjoying singing, dancing, cooking, and then eating. It's like, for this person, this is their definition of fun. This is their definition of them being happy. So this is a very jolly kind of a person. Yes, they can be very serious and sad also, taking into consideration that they have that artistic kind of an energy or a blend to their personality. But then if I look at their overall vibe, I see someone who has a lot of layers to their personality, and the more time you're going to spend with them, the more you're going to realize as to how deep this person is. So overall, your future spouse is someone who is really going to keep you hooked onto them, because they have a lot of personalities within, and they're surely going to keep you on your toes, and you're going to be pretty occupied and happy, I guess, pile number one. It's a cute energy to tap into. It's a good energy, pile number one. All right. So with this, we come to the end of your reading. I hope you liked your reading. If you did, please do like, share, comment, and subscribe. turn the notification bell on so that whenever I post next, you get notified. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do that via Instagram and email. The details for both is in my description box below. I'll catch up with you in the next reading. See ya! Hi pile number 2, welcome to your reading. So let's just figure out what kind of a person is your future spouse. For you, we have Ace of Swords, the Magician, we have 8 of Scrolls in reverse, make a vision board, and deep breathing. Okay. Now pile number 2, your future spouse is someone who is a walking dictionary. Okay. This person is a very good speaker. There's something about the way they talk. There's something about the way they command attention whenever they enter a room. They have a lot of precision, a lot of clarity, and I would say a way in which they represent themselves that it says, you got to give attention to this person because this person has something sensible or logical to say. So there is a lot of weight that this person's voice or words hold. I wouldn't be surprised if this person is a coach, a teacher, someone who's a healer, a speaker, a motivational speaker, someone who's a psychologist, or just someone who's very good with words. I definitely see someone who has brilliant ideas, who has a lot of clarity, who's very straightforward. Okay, this person could be very, very, very straightforward as well. But they always talk sense. I mean, whenever you're going to be in a conversation with your future spouse, there might be times when you might feel that, I don't want to listen to this person. But then when you will take some time apart and you will recall what this person said to you, you will tell yourself, or, on the inside, you're going to feel that, what? My partner actually was trying to show me the mirror. And because I was finding it very triggering is why I chose to not agree with them. But in reality, they were actually talking sense. And the firecracker is a proof that this is the truth behind whatever I said right now. Okay. Your future spouse is someone who is never going to sugarcoat things. They will be direct when it comes to communicating, and they will also have that power to convince anybody of anything. Okay. I just see someone who is very, very, very magical. And I'm genuinely telling you, your future spouse is an alchemist. They are so damn powerful. They might look very fragile and very beautiful or very good looking on the outside, but you have no idea how old of a soul your future spouse is carrying within. Your future spouse is an old soul, 100% sure I am at this given point. Your future spouse for sure belongs to the healing industry. So they could be a Reiki healer, they could be a tarot reader, they could be someone who's into astrology, someone who is into numerology, someone who is a psychologist, someone who is a life coach, a public speaker, or someone who is into occult or uses spirituality as a tool to uplift the vibrations of the planet as a whole. Because if I'm looking at this person's energy, all I can see is a magician. All I can see is someone who knows how to work with energies and who knows how to just create pure magic out of anything that comes their way. Your future spouse is someone who's self-employed. They are not going to be in a 9 to 5. They are not going to work for anyone else. This is a leader. This is a business owner. I see an entrepreneur over here. I'm getting that kind of an energy. It's like a one-man show, a one-woman show. This is someone who will be the boss of their own world. Okay? They are not going to listen to anyone. They are not going to follow anyone's lead. Rather, they will be the one who will be leading a lot many people. Your future spouse is an inspiration to so many people, so many people. I mean, they are actually placed on this planet to create a change or to impact the lives of people in such a way that takes them closer towards their life purpose. So for sure, pile number 2, your future spouse is someone who's a light worker. Whenever a firecracker is a confirmation, for sure. Okay, your future spouse is a light worker. Your future spouse is someone who is here to bring a lot of light into your world as well. Because whenever you're going to meet your future spouse, your whole life is going to change. Because this person is going to push you towards you becoming the best version of yourself. This person is going to challenge you in ways that you might not like initially, but it is for your highest good. Everything that you have been running away from in your life, pile number 2, it is your future spouse who is going to push you towards the light. Okay? Your future spouse is someone who is very good with manifestation. Very good with manifestation. I wouldn't be surprised if they are a spellcaster. I wouldn't be surprised if they are very good with rituals. I wouldn't be surprised if whatever they say, it just becomes either their reality or it just ends up coming true. Because your future spouse is blessed with that. They are very good with visualization also. Okay, so if there is a dream that your future spouse is dreaming, it might seem unrealistic to you. You might feel that, my future spouse is dreaming bigger than what they're supposed to. But trust me when I say that every dream, no matter how unrealistic it is, your future spouse has that magic within. Your future spouse has that fire within. Your future spouse is blessed like that they have got it in them to have everything that they visualize or that they desire in this lifetime. And there are so many firecrackers in the background. This is a crystal clear indication of the fact that your future spouse is God's child. This is someone who's supremely special because they have powers. They have psychic gifts. They have powers. This could be a goddess, okay? I'm getting a very goddess-like energy coming from your future spouse, pile number 2. And I don't know. This energy is very high vibrational. Very high vibrational, pile number 2. Your future spouse is also going to be someone who is very good looking. Very good looking, someone who has good hair, big eyes, someone who dresses really well. You might even feel that, this is your twin flame. Or especially if you believe in this concept of twin flames, this is only for those. Because there is that infinite kind of a bond that I can sense. Because this person will be able to read you like a book. You might not know yourself the way your future spouse will know you. Okay? They are literally going to tell you on your face that, this needs to be done. This is what you're lacking in your life. If you will do this, then this will happen. If you will follow this, then you'll be able to come out of this problem. They are literally going to be your savior. The universe is placing your future spouse in your life because your life needs more light. And this person is going to bring their light into your life so that they can enlighten you. You guys share a very strong purpose together, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is a past life connection. You have been with this person even in your past life. and you guys had a contract because of which you will meet in this lifetime as well. You will get married to one another and you will share your life together. This person is in your life to upgrade you. This person is in your life to make you reach at the peak of where you are meant to go in this lifetime, pile number 2. Your future spouse, as I've said before, is someone who's very good with manifestation. Okay, and they have that ability to make something out of nothing. Even if you take away everything from this person, they will still come back stronger without any support whatsoever, because this person has some abilities, some gifts. I wouldn't necessarily say some siddhis, but I wouldn't be surprised, I don't want to use a big term over here, but then I wouldn't be surprised if this person is blessed in that kind of a manner, because that is what I can sense at this point of time. Your future spouse is someone who is very, very, very calm. There is a very soothing aura that this person has. Whenever you're going to be in their energy field, you're going to feel very relaxed, very calm. I mean, even if there's something chaotic in the outside world, the way your future spouse is going to react, it is going to inspire you to be calm about the situation, rather than, just blowing things out of proportion, or rather than you losing out on your cool. Because this is someone who's very slow, they are very calm, they are very patient. They don't blast all of a sudden, because they're very good with handling their energies. They have a strong hold on their emotions. You're dealing with someone who has a very strong and well-placed moon in their chart. The moon placement is superb. It's just way too good. Your future spouse is someone who's emotionally very intelligent. Their emotional quotient could be 100 times higher than yours. This is someone who's very good with understanding how the human psyche works. That's why I said I can sense a psychologist over here. I can sense someone who understands complex human emotions, who understands what depression is, who understands the difficult feelings and makes it easy for the other person to deal with their feelings. You are getting a free therapist in the form of a future spouse, to be very, very, very honest. This is someone who is going to explain everything in detail. This is someone who is going to bring you so much of clarity just by you having a random conversation with them. So for example, if you're going through a very tough phase in your life and you just have a random conversation with your spouse, after that conversation, either you're going to feel very motivated, or you're going to feel that, you received the clarity that you were seeking for a very long time. Or they might trigger you also sometimes, because they're going to give you the reality check in such a way that might maybe disturb your demons for some time, and you might get angry or frustrated. But once your energies are going to settle, you will feel thankful for having such an honest and, I would say, gifted future spouse, because they are going to use their psychic powers to help you in navigating your path forward in your life. Your future spouse is someone who is an excellent manifestor, and you should definitely follow their manifesting techniques if ever they tell you anything, because with this person you will actually get to witness what true law of attraction means. Till now you might have read it in the books, you might have heard it on social media, and you might be under that impression that, oh my god, this is something that is overly hyped. But it is your future spouse who's actually going to be the prime example of how to manifest whatever you want in your life, be it a big house, to a big car, to relocating to a city, a country, to achieving your dream body, to having an X amount in your bank account, or to just achieving your career goals, to getting married to the person of your dreams, or to getting anything in your life whatsoever, no matter how big a firecracker. This is an added confirmation, okay, pile number 2. So yeah, no matter how big it is your future spouse who is going to push you towards dreaming big in life. If you were always under the impression that, you know what, you should be within your limits, it is your future spouse who will tell you, who will teach you how to dream big and achieve everything through the right means by taking the desired action that is necessary, doing the work on your part, and then co-creating with the universe by allowing the universe to play its own cards as well. Your future spouse is going to be excellent with vision boards. Okay, they're going to be excellent with vision boards for sure. If your future spouse ever asks you to make a vision board, never say no, because everything that you are going to put out on that vision board, it is going to come true. Your future spouse is very good with vision boards. Okay, and they will also tell you that, you know what, I made this vision board in XYZ year, and the next year around, within a span of 1 year or 6 months, 8 months, I achieved everything on my vision board. And you'll be like, how did you do it? How is that even possible? And they will tell you that everything in this life is possible. This is someone who is very optimistic, who is very positive in life. Pile number 2. You're very, very, very lucky to have a future spouse like this, who always sees an opportunity, or who always sees, I would say, the positive or the good in every situation. This person is never going to fail in life, and they will make sure that you also become like them, not because they want to change you as a person, but because they want to push you towards understanding what your true potential is all about. Who you are meant to be in this lifetime is something that you're going to figure out because of your future spouse. They are going to be your guide, they are going to be your teacher, and they are actually going to be a guide and teacher to a lot many people. I am not going to be surprised if this is someone who is a teacher, if this is someone, a firecracker, if this is someone who is a motivator, a speaker, a channeler, a reader, someone from the healing industry, someone who's into the occult. Yes, I'm getting more of a healer vibe. Okay, yes, I can sense astrology and everything also, but over here, if I sense the energies of this person, it's more of a healer. It's more of someone who's got a very strong intuition. If you spend time with this person, they are going to energetically charge you. Okay, they're just going to energetically charge you because they're so high vibrational and so pure energetically. So overall, I mean, this is what I have for you, yeah. Pile number 2. And with this, we come to the end of your reading. I hope you liked your reading. If you did, please do like, share, comment and subscribe. Turn the notification bell on so that whenever I post next, you get notified. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do that via Instagram and email. The details for both is in my description box below. I'll catch up with you in the next reading. See ya! Hi pile number 3, welcome to your reading. So let's just figure out what kind of a person is your future spouse. For you we have Nine of Swords, the Devil, Hilarion in reverse, Look to the Stars, Aromatherapy. I got one extra card for you, by the way, and that is Plan a Vacation. Okay, so now when it comes to your future spouse, then your future spouse is someone who I would say is very emotionally in a box, or very secretive, because they don't know how to express themselves. And this could stem from a childhood wound, or this could stem from their past experiences where they were never taught as to how to be vocal or how to express their own insecurities or how to embrace all of it. This is someone who has a lot of feelings bottled up and who's actually running away from doing the work, running away from facing their fears, running away from facing their own demons. Your future spouse is someone who hides a lot of things from a lot of people. So initially you might feel very difficult because your future spouse is going to find it very difficult to let their guards down, for them to be able to trust you fully and completely because of their wounds, their trauma and their experiences. And then it is important for you to be very gentle with this person, because the more gentle you're going to be with them, the more you will be creating that safe space for this person to be able to actually open in front of you. Just know and understand that being empathetic and keeping that space for this person is going to be very important for you, because that is going to give your future spouse the confidence which actually they never got in their life, that they can be themselves with you. They can open up to you. You will not leave them when you will get to know about their insecurities, about, whatever I would say not so appealing qualities they have. Because your future spouse is someone who has a lot of anxiety. And if at all you're feeling triggered after listening to this reading, or this is something that you do not want to listen to, then you're free to pause this video, choose a different pile, or you're just free to skip this reading. Because I'm here to tell you what I can see at this point of time, right? And so be it. And honestly, I would say having anxiety, going through depression, or not being able to express yourself, getting nervous, not being able to understand what's happening internally, all these things are very normal. They're very common. It's just that you need a supportive partner in your life who you can work through with over these issues, and everything has a solution. So it clearly depends how much you love a person and how much you're willing to support them. Because we're all humans, we all go through our phases, we all have a different way in which I would say we process ourselves emotionally. So if I would say you are that person who is in it and you really love your person, so you're going to embrace the whole of them, because even you are not perfect, right? So always I would say keep this in mind, that we are all a work in progress. Now coming back to your future spouse, they are someone who are very critical of themselves. They could have very shameful memories, or they could have very difficult emotions that they have not processed over a lot many years. Okay, so this person has a lot of work to do, and you could play an important role, because I do feel that you will be placed in this person's life for a reason. It's the universe who's going to place the both of you together so that you can inspire this person to kind of face their demons, work on their insecurities, and to get rid of their own fears. Okay? Because your future spouse is someone who has a habit of self-sabotaging. They have a habit of criticizing themselves. They have a habit of looking at the glass as half empty. And all these things, they're going to take time, because this is how they have been conditioned. This is how they have grown up in their life. And conditioning, or rather I would say reconditioning, it takes time, it takes effort. Your future spouse is someone who is a little fearful, okay? They have a lot of voices in their head that keep on telling them that, you'll not be able to do this, this is not the right thing to do. that something bad is going to happen, you're going to be a failure and you will not sum up to anything, etc. Something on the similar lines, okay? So basically your future spouse is someone who has a habit of worrying without even knowing that, they're worrying over something that they shouldn't be worrying about. I'll be honest over here. Your future spouse is also someone who is chained to their past memories. Something traumatic has happened in the life of this person. It could be a relationship trauma, it could be a childhood trauma, it could be a sibling trauma, or it could be any kind of trauma. And your future spouse is, I would say, hooked onto negativity. It's like they do not want to come out of that cycle, and probably this is because they don't know how to do it, okay? Or maybe they know how to do it, but they don't have the energy to put in the work, to put in the effort, because the demons inside of your future spouse, they're stronger than the high vibrational energies. See, all of us have an angel and a devil voice inside of us. If we keep on feeding to our fears, our insecurities, and the energies on the similar lines, we are only feeding our ego, we are only feeding the devil within. And the stronger the devil is going to become, the weaker the angelic side is going to become. The weaker you're going to feel to be able to kind of do something in regards to raising your vibrations. That is why breaking this chain is something that's very, very important. And your future spouse is someone who is struggling with that, who will struggle with this whenever you're going to cross paths with this person. Your future spouse is also someone who has anger issues, okay, who could have certain addictions also. And when I say addictions, I just don't mean those typical addictions. It could be something, them being addicted to food, or them being addicted to not sleeping at night, or them being addicted to criticizing themselves, them being addicted to money, them being addicted to 18 plus thoughts, or the energies around them using their sacral chakra more than anything or anybody else, them being obsessed with the physical body or what the physical body can do, or them having those urges within them, where they're not able to control their lust. It could be anything. But the good part about your future spouse is that they have a lot of transformational energy to them as well. Now, it completely depends on your future spouse if they want to use this energy and transform, or if they want to just, be in the cycle and keep on going and keep on whining as to why me, or why life is not favoring me, or why things are never working out in my favor, and things in the similar lines, okay? Your future spouse is someone who avoids and runs away from their problems. This is one particular habit that your future spouse has. They know how they can fix their situation, but they don't want to do anything about it. Your future spouse is also someone who is living a lie, or who is living life, or maybe running away from truth. There is this difficult kind of an energy that I can sense coming from your future spouse, where they need to do a lot of shadow work, okay? And doing shadow work, or working towards your healing journey, it's never a bed of roses. It has not been a bed of roses for any of us, okay? If you're on this channel and you're watching this reading, you probably have experienced the dark night of the soul at least once in your life, okay? And if you've been able to deal with those energies, if you have been able to kind of reach that place in your life where you got the opportunity and you took the opportunity to do the work, then you will completely understand what your future spouse is going through, because it's a difficult place to be in. And you might act as a support, or you might act as that person who is going to push your future spouse to kind of work towards their healing journey and let go of all their inhibitions, let go of everything that makes them feel ashamed of themselves, so that they can come home to themselves first and foremost, because this is something that's very important. I do see your future spouse being someone who has self-worth issues, okay, who has some habits or some behavioral patterns that they need to break free from, because only then they will be able to allow their higher self to take the lead. Right now what's happening is their higher self is not able to do anything because they are providing more food to the lower vibrational energies than the higher vibrational energies. I don't know, but this might or might not resonate with a lot of you. So just see if it resonates with you. Your future spouse is also someone who might be under some kind of a spell from an ex, or maybe something from this person's past is holding them back, or something traumatic happened in this person's past because of which they are the way they are at this point of time. And you will have to spend a good amount of quality time with this person to be able to actually understand the core of their problem, because only then you will be able to show them the light. Only then you will be able to kind of become that person who is going to play the role of a catalyst in their spiritual journey, in their spiritual evolution. Okay. If I look at the good side of the devil, then I would say that your future spouse is someone who's going to be very obsessed with you. Okay. They're going to be obsessed with you. They're going to find you to be someone who is their everything. You are that person for your future spouse who's just their dream person, their dream come true, their dream partner. They could even look at you from the eyes of you being their savior. Because your future spouse is someone who's a very passionate kind of a lover. They have a lot of love to give. They have lust also inside of them, and they are someone who's very good in bed. They are someone who's very expressive when it comes to their feelings, when it comes to their emotions. Your future spouse is an overthinker, so they will take you seriously. They might even take you overly, in that zone. Like if you say something, that's going to go in this person's head 100 times. But then I still feel that your future spouse, if they do the work, if in double inverted commas, then they will definitely be able to overcome whatever difficulties or whatever these low vibrational energies they are surrounded by, or they will be surrounded by whenever you're going to cross paths with them. They'll be able to overcome that, and they will reach that place in their life where energetically they'll be able to use their own energies in a more healthy and a conscious manner. Okay. Your future spouse is also someone who's very hardworking. This person, no matter how much they procrastinate, how much they think over things, or how much they expect the worst to happen, but they are very, very, very hardworking. You will not meet anybody else in their life who is as hardworking as your future spouse. They are not afraid to put in the work. They are not afraid to work hard. They are not afraid to go for it. If they want something, they will work for it. If they want something, they will be patient about it. Okay? If they want something, they will keep their eyes on their goal, and they will relentlessly work towards achieving, or towards just doing things that are necessary, so that whatever they want, it comes to them at the end of the day. This person wouldn't mind burning the midnight oil if the need be, if they are under any kind of pressure. They will take it whatsoever. So this person is very serious when it comes to their career. Yes, their love life in the past could have been traumatic, but when it comes to work, then this person could actually end up being a workaholic also. Okay, because that kind of an energy is also something that I'm getting. Or they might have that kind of a job or a business that gets the best of them, that is very depleting, or that is very, I would say, energetically draining, and that business or that job could carry a lot of negative energy, because of which your person will end up absorbing the negative energies of the people around them, of their workspace, the work culture. That might be very heavy for your person. Okay, so you have to see as to how all of this fits your story, because something or the other is impacting your future spouse, because of which energetically they are just haywire, they're all over the place. Your future spouse is also someone who is very much interested in occult, very much interested in astrology, even if they are not at this point of time, or even if they are not whenever you are going to meet them, by the time they turn 31, okay, or number 31 or 13 could play some kind of a significance in their life. They are going to turn to spirituality, they are going to turn to astrology for sure. For sure, they might do it as a hobby, they might pursue it as passion, or they might altogether pursue it as a side hustle or a career. It really depends on your future spouse. But then the thing is that this is someone who is blessed astrologically, and it is written in the stars that this person will pursue astrology in the future. Okay, even if they don't do it at this point of time, or when you're going to meet them, maybe after a couple of years, at least once in this lifetime, this person will go down the path of learning astrology, maybe teaching astrology, or something around, the planets. And astrology is something that I'm getting very, very, very strongly. Okay. So this tells me now that your future spouse is someone who is blessed, who is intuitive, and who also has this knowledge from his past life. And because he is meant to go into this deep subject of astrology, could be one of the reasons why so much difficulty he has to face in the early years of his life. See, everything in life is interconnected. If God is giving you a lot of difficulties, or if there's a lot of work that you have to do, it is for a reason. Because unless you will do the work, how will you be able to spread your light in the world? Unless you will learn how to fight your demons, how will you be able to inspire others to do so? So if you really want to make this world a better place, you'll first have to work on yourself. And this is the journey that your future spouse is going to go through. And that is why maybe his or her life might seem very difficult in the initial stages, I would say. But then as and when this person is going to grow, as and when this person is going to age, they are going to not just mature, but they are going to become like that fine wine. Okay, and then they will understand the true essence of life and why they did go through everything, or why everything was so traumatic, or the universe is basically going to answer all their whys as and when they're going to age and maybe cross their, I would say, 30s, or when they're going to step into their early 30s, or whenever they're going to experience their Saturn return. Your future spouse is someone who smells very good. Your future spouse is someone who's fond of good fragrances, luxury perfumes. Maybe they like to keep their home very clean, or they have a lot of diffusers. Their room is smelling really nice always. There's something about this person's fragrance, or the perfumes that this person uses, that you are going to be smitten by. Okay, or maybe this person's weakness is good smell. Okay, whatever the case be, your person is someone who is, in spite of all odds, going to be extremely romantic, going to be someone who will believe in brewing slow love, is someone who is going to, I would say, take time to study you, and then do everything that is needful in order to make you happy, in order to satisfy you, in order to bring a smile on your face. So your future spouse is for sure someone who smells good and who likes if their partner also smells good. Lastly, I feel that your future spouse loves to travel. Okay, they love to travel. They are someone who is going to take you on impromptu vacations. They're just going to make spontaneous plans with you. They're always going to be super excited to catch flights for you. So initially, you guys might be in a long distance kind of a relationship, or maybe you are going to be in two different cities or two different countries whenever you're going to come together. Some kind of distance might be there for some of you, and for the rest of you it could be like you both are going to catch a lot of flights together, and traveling is something that is going to be the common ground, or it's going to be that common, I would say, happy kind of a factor between the both of you, where you both will love to travel. Because let me tell you, whoever you are, pile number 3, your future spouse is someone who wants to see the world and will make sure that they show you the world. By the time this person reaches 39, they will make sure that they travel the world with you. Okay, that they take you to every place that you want to go. They just want to roam or simply do a world tour with you, and they are really excited. They are very excited when it comes to them making traveling plans or them settling in a different country altogether. So for example, if you're in India, maybe your future spouse is someone who's either from a different state or a different country, or they would want to settle in a different country altogether. So I mean, overall, yes, the initial bit might have been heavy when it comes to your future spouse, but I would still say that your future spouse is going to work on themselves, and they are really going to put a lot of effort. But in order for them to be able to do all of this, your support is going to play a very important role. Okay, because someone needs to show this person the light, and who better could it be than their partner? That's what partnership is all about. But to each his own. If you want to take this reading as your it reading, you can, and if you don't want to do that, please leave it for someone who wants to do it. All right, so with this we come to the end of your reading, pile number 3. If you liked your reading, please do like, share, comment and subscribe. Turn the notification bell on so that whenever I post next, you get notified. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do that via Instagram and email. The details for both is in my description box below. I'll catch up with you in the next reading. See ya!